Recently, Jeff on Jeff's Cave of Cool Books had a big, long discussion live of underrated science fiction films. So I thought I would run through some of mine that I feel are kind of underrated. And this one is Atlantis, the Lost Continent, George Pal, 1960. My parents took us to the drive-in and we saw this movie there when I was 5 or 6 years old. And I thought it was great then. It begins with kind of a world history overview and then takes off with a science fiction story about Atlantis, the Lost Continent. I thought it was really good then. There is definitely some Wells influence. And of course, George Pal produced The War of the Worlds back in the 50s. So I really liked that one. Another underrated film, it wasn't back when I was 12 years old. The special effects in this film are rather fantastic. It's Fantastic Voyage from 1966. A team of people, medical people, sort of CIA types, and nautical people, Navy people, are shrunken down and injected into a man's bloodstream in an attempt to repair some damage that he has suffered. Now, this is a 20th Century Fox film, and it has Stephen Boyd. This is the first time I'd ever seen Raquel Welch, Edmund O'Brien, Donald Pleasance, Arthur O'Connell, Arthur Kennedy, a lot of well-known actors at the time. And the special effects in this movie are literally groundbreaking for the time. And the movie is well thought out and well acted. Next would be a movie based on this book, Frank Robinson, 1956, The Power. And it's about a super being born on planet Earth, a human being who has telepathy, telekinesis, and a very high IQ. And the movie that I'm going to discuss next is based on this book. And the book is not bad. The book is fine. Frank did a great job with it. And there he is. So this is The Power, 1967. George Hamilton, Suzanne Pleshette, a George Pal production. Now, it's my understanding that George Pal and Byron Haskins, the people who brought us The War of the Worlds, were going to take off on a trilogy of science fiction beginning with this one. It seems that Mr. Haskin had some health issues during the filming of this novel, and you can kind of see it toward the end as the cars suddenly become a year or so newer than the rest of the movie, so he must have been ill for a while. But regardless, they were able to finish the film, and it is just fine. And this has some great special effects in it as well, and a lot of philosophical thought. Just a great film, and it is almost unheard of now. Next will be 5 Million Years to Earth, which is based on Quatermass in the Pit. And this is the Hammer production of that. 5 Million Years to Earth was the U.S. title. And I found this movie to be really good when I was 12 or 13 when I saw it for the first time. I really enjoyed it. You have telepathy, telekinesis, solar system space travel, genetic engineering, and a lot of great actors. Hammer really pulled out the stops on this one, Andrew Keir, James Donald, Barbara Shelley, all well-known names, and James Donald from The Bridge Over the River Kwai, which I'd already seen before I saw this film. And I think they do just a fabulous job with this movie. And if 2001 had not shown up very soon after this, we may know this one a lot better. Then we have Project X by American Wildman William Castle, who also produced The Tingler, which was pretty scary in the theater when I was a little kid. And so this one is a story of the future, and it contains some very germane concepts in the story. And it is Christopher George. They don't have a big budget here. You would watch this one simply for what it is about. And one of the main plot lines in this is China has decided to unleash biological warfare. So another great movie, and this was in 1967. I did not see this one in the theater. When I was taking science fiction in the 1970-71 school year, our science fiction teacher, Mrs. Davis, came up with this movie for us to watch down in the auditorium, which doubled as the theater there in the school, and of course we use it for a lot of other things. And it worked great as a theater. I mean, it was a theater. So we go in there thinking it's just going to be for the people in the science fiction class. Roughly maybe 50 people at most. And there were 300 or 400 kids in there to see this movie. And we had a great time, and I have never forgotten that. Besides being a great movie with a lot of great ideas, I have a strong memory of it. The next one that I think is very underrated, and it is a little odd, from 1969, this is Journey to the Far Side of the Sun. And this is a Anderson production from the Fireball XL5 and all that stuff, folks. And it has Roy Thinnes and Ian Hendry. Now, Roy Thinnes is from the great U.S. science fiction series, The Invaders. Patrick Wymark does a great job in this movie as well. Herbert Lom is in here. And again, I'm kind of a technical guy, and when they're launching the spaceships and getting prepared to literally lift off, I find that sequence really intriguing and interesting, and I think that the dialogue between the technicians is very realistic, and I like this one a lot. Now, this one has a little story behind it as well. We didn't see this one at the school. My friends and I were off to see The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which we'd been watching by this time for 2 or 3 years, and we'd seen it 5 or 6 times. They used to re-release movies to the theaters. I saw that this was on at the same theater at the same time. They had multiple screens. And I talked all my friends into seeing Journey to the Far Side of the Sun. And we'll just put it this way, I did not get to choose the movies from then on. The complaints were rather incredible. We could have seen the Squint movie again. Everybody lived, and they're all still alive today. So next are some movies from 1986, 1988, 1991, and 1991. Critters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, these are not high budget movies. but they do contain some interesting concepts. Particularly the first one is really great. Critters 2 is okay. And the other two are just if you want to be a completist. And Leonardo DiCaprio appears in the fourth one, I guess. I can't remember if he's in the third or fourth one. But these are all, I believe, New Line Cinema, and they were willing to take chances and produce movies that weren't going to make them $1 zillion, but people might enjoy, and I certainly enjoyed the Critters movies. Now we have another movie from 1993, Demolition Man. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. This is a really interesting movie. They have a lot of fun with it. Almost everyone's name is a double entendre, has two meanings historically. And it is a adventure. There's no way about it, two ways about it. It is a science fiction adventure story, and cryonics figure prominently in it, as does social and political commentary. This is a Warner Brothers film, a Silver Pictures production, and it's got, of course, Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone, and, oh my gosh, her name's not coming to me right off the top. Let's see, I'll have to look her up here. Sandra Bullock. I think this is the first time I ever saw Sandra Bullock in a movie. So, again, a great adventure film, kind of a police procedural in some ways, kind of a comedy in some ways, and definitely some social commentary included, and great special effects as well. So that one I feel is really underrated, and we're going to move on to 1998, Kurt Russell, Soldier. Now this is a relentlessly grim movie. The special effects are pretty unique and pretty good. I thought the dialogue and the story was very well written. A tremendous amount of social commentary here, and a major cautionary tale. Another Warner Brothers, presented movie. It was produced in association with Morgan Creek, Jerry Weintraub, Impact Pictures, and of course there's Kurt Russell, Jason Scott Lee, Connie Nielsen, Michael Chiklis, and Gary Busey are in the film. I found this movie to be very good, and really kind of a very strong cautionary tale, and incredibly underrated. So now we're going to move on to Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy and John Cleese made The Adventures of Pluto Nash. I think the movie is hilarious. I liked it a lot. It was very silly. It was not meant to be anything else, and it accomplishes its goal. It's Castle Rock Entertainment, and let's see, what's it say here? Village Roadshow Pictures, and we have Eddie Murphy, Randy Quaid, Rosario Dawson, Joe Pantoliano, Jay Moore, I'd forgotten he was in here, and Peter Boyle. Pam Grier is in here, and of course John Cleese. And they're all having a good time. I enjoyed the movie, no matter how silly it was, just because the folks in the movie were clearly having a good time. So I think that one is underrated as well. And I have a Terminator 3 from 2003, which I think is a very strong entry into the Terminator series. Now, it was not thought of that at the time. People thought that it was kind of redundant. I thought it was really pretty darn good and had some definite things to add to the series. And of course, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's the same two guys who produced a lot of science fiction, and we do not have James Cameron involved in this one. But I think they do a great job, and I enjoyed the movie quite a bit in the theater, and I still watch it every now and then. It is kind of a demolition derby, I will admit to that, but again, an underrated Terminator entry, especially compared to the ones that came after. That one is great. 2004. I really enjoyed Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. It reminded me of the Max Fleischer Superman cartoons of the 1940s. And I thought they did a great job with it. Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Angelina Jolie. And produced by Paramount Pictures, a field of, I can't read De Laurentiis' first name, and Brooklyn Films, Riff Raff, Blue Flower production. So they did a great job with this. They really captured the old-time science fiction cartoons, particularly Superman. There is even a Max Fleischer Superman cartoon that is very similar to the plot here. I thought it was so good, I actually wrote a letter to the producers back in 2004 thanking them for taking the chance on making this great movie, which I enjoyed immensely, and I think they did a great job with it, and it is really underrated. Another one that I thought was underrated, again, they did not try to make 1984, but this is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And this is straightforward science fiction, at least in my opinion. And I think they did a great job with it. And there is telepathy, telekinesis, sort of an alien invasion from long ago in this one as well, and a lot of social commentary, political commentary, but they do it in a very subtle manner for the most part. And again, a number of great actors in this movie. Just really fun movie. We've got, of course, Harrison Ford, Kate Blanchett, Karen Allen, Ray Winstone, John Hurt. I don't recall Jim Broadbent, but I do recall Shia LaBeouf. That means I have to watch this again. And the special effects are by Industrial Light and Magic, of course. Music by John Williams. I know this one is kind of a comedy, but it does have its points as well. And everybody making the movie seems to be having a great time. And I really liked watching it. So that one I think is really vastly underrated. Battle Los Angeles 2011. Water has been the cause of a lot of wars. And Just looking back through the history of the world, fresh water can be a real problem, and that is the point of this film. And again, fantastic special effects. I thought the movie was well written. I thought that the plot line was actually quite credible. And this is Columbia Pictures and Relativity Media. And we have Aaron Eckhart, Michelle Rodriguez, Bridget Moynihan are the names that I recognize right off. And I felt the movie was very well made, very well acted, and really worth my time to watch. And it's pretty underrated these days. Now we're coming to the last one, which Jeff and his folks did discuss, from 2014. And that is, whatever you want to call it, my copy got stepped on, but both DVDs, Blu-rays survived. I have one of them is the theatrical release, and one of them has a few extras built into it. And I thought the movie was great. And Edge of Tomorrow, a lot of people refer to it as Live, Die, Repeat. I've always called it Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know if there's an official version, but I thought the film was just really interesting, and it does have a message, of course. Tom Cruise's character changes dramatically during the action. So that's all I've got, and I think these movies would be well worth anyone's time to watch, and I hope everyone is having a great day.